promising new treatments, providing for hope that we can bring an end to the worst tragedies of this crisis. Record job growth, the strongest recovery in the world, and most of all, the chance to be together again with the people we love on Thanksgiving. As you gather together with your family this Thanksgiving, I want you to know how grateful I am to serve as your president. And I promised you that I'll never stop working to address your family's needs. And together we're going to confront challenges that we face them, are going to face them honestly. And that we'll keep building this economy around hardworking folks who built this country. Happy Thanksgiving, God bless you, and may God protect our troops. And I'm heading to a food kitchen to serve meals right now. Thank you for your time and effort. I'll have plenty of time to talk to you later. Thank you. Thank you. Through the supply chain, there's a lot of innovation. Because of the actions we've taken, things have begun to change. End of quote. In the past 3 weeks, the number of containers sitting on docks blocking movement are down by 33%. Shipping prices are down 25%. More goods are moving more quickly and more cheaply out of our ports, onto your doorsteps and onto store shelves. And so all these concerns a few weeks ago, there'd not be ample food available for Thanksgiving. So many people talked about that, understandably. But families can rest easy. Grocery stores are well stocked with turkey and everything else you need for Thanksgiving. And the major retailers I mentioned have confirmed that their shelves will be well stocked in stores this holiday season. And that's good news for those moms and dads who are worried about whether the Christmas gifts will be available. It goes for everything from bicycles to ice skates. You know, today, though,
Breaking news. Republicans are beginning to cut out many items from President Biden's $2 trillion spending plan. Democrats are looking for ways to provide the American people with more crisis assistance. That's including new relief programs. Here is your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. You want to be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out the latest news about the fourth stimulus checks. Democrats passed a $2 trillion spending plan on Friday. This advanced a key part of Biden's agenda. But it sets up a showdown in the 50-50 Senate, where the centrist Democratic senators like Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are influential swing votes, who haven't yet given approval to the House bill. But the Senate Democrats want to pass it by Christmas. Now here are the provisions that could fall out of the House bill in the next few weeks. First is the 4 weeks of paid parental medical leave. That's a key part of the House bill, and would set up 4 weeks of paid leave for new parents to take care of a newborn child, along with sick leave starting in 2024. But the U.S. is currently an outlier as the only wealthy nation without any national paid leave program for its citizens. The program faces strong resistance from Manchin. He's argued that it could grow the national debt and the deal could be struck with Republicans on an alternate version instead. The West Virginia Democrat told Insider that he backs a payroll tax on workers and employers instead of making it federally funded. Now, a group of House Democrats also want to raise the total amount of state and local taxes that people can shave off their federal taxes to $80,000 from $10,000. The program would run 2030 and expire soon afterward. Like Bernie Sanders are still bulking since it largely benefits wealthier Americans in high-tax states like New York and California. That's handing them a hefty tax break instead of a tax hike. Bernie Sanders is negotiating an alternate plan with an eye towards establishing income thresholds. Manchin has not publicly commented on a SALT deduction, but a past vote may offer a clue to his approach. He was the lone Democrat who backed the GOP proposal to establish the cap in late 2017. Plus, another provision is at risk of falling out of the Democratic plan. That's a $35 monthly cap on insulin. But Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer suggested that the Senate parliamentarian could advise Democrats to drop it from the bill if it does not comply with strict budgetary rules. Sanders is also the leading Democrat spearheading a push for an expansion of Medicare, so it would provide dental, vision, and hearing benefits. Schumer backs it as well, but it faces a roadblock from Manchin, who argues that enlarging Medicare could further burden its finances and render it insolvent within years. But the previous round stimulus payments were sent out to families in the order of $1,200, $600, and $1,400. The last one being part of the American Rescue Plan signed by Biden. And the government is now sending families $300 each. The payments are happening now until 2022. That means a family with one child under 6 years old will have received $1,800 by the time the advance payments end in December. The credit benefits low and moderate income families. Earlier legislation increased its value by nearly 3 times and raised the income limit on the credit to $21,000. Everyone, thank you again for your support. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, be sure to leave them in the comments.
But recognizing the momentous weight of history that rested on his shoulders. And Chris, I came up with the same sentence from your book. Someday, he wrote, will be recognized as a great landmark in the struggle of mankind for peace. Never before has such a record been written, and men will read it for 1,000 years in amazement and wonder how it ever happened. When President Clinton spoke at this first dedication, he ended on a poignant reminder. He said, and I quote, "The road to tyranny, we must never forget, begins with the destruction of truth." The road to tyranny begins with the destruction of truth. In my view, that was the lesson at the heart of the Nuremberg trials. Finding truth, documenting it, so it could never be denied. In court, Tom Dodd built a case fact by fact, using the Nazis' own meticulous records of crimes and shocking human evidence to pin down Nazi leaders who tried to deny their complicity and feign ignorance. And even more important, it denied the entire German policy the ability to feign ignorance. To deal with the past, you must face the truth. Whether it's Dachau, Buchenwald, Auschwitz.
Solve the child care crisis. We need a system of care for children from birth to school age that works for families, provides competitive wages for qualified and experienced staff, because in the absence of quality child care, our youngest population are missing the critical learning experiences needed for higher order thinking, executive function, and language skills. And now, Mr. President, on behalf of myself and Lisa, the teaching staff, and the children, we are so honored to have you at Capital Child Development Center.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard. As my colleagues have heard me say in a different venue, my mother heard say, "You're doing God's work," and you really are. You know, I know that a lot of people are in desperate need of a facility like this and child care. I didn't fully appreciate it as a young member of the county council when I was 27 years old. But when I got elected to the United States Senate, and I was 29, I wasn't old enough to be sworn in yet. In the